machine is traditional machine, but there are automatic model. There are single channel machine, there are multi channel machines. So when you are using the ECG machine, you must know the calibration marker. You must know the different lead placement, accurate, must know the different places for the taking care of that and proper recording, and then interpretation. Knowing ECG will in future classes will take the basic ECG for the nurses, the how to interpret audio. Today I am concentrating all the different gadgets. So it is one of the important gadget for the doing the ECG. What is ECG? ECG is basically electrocardiogram, which is the recording of the heart cardiac activity on the surface. Heart is beating, they have electrical changes. That changes we are recording through the your galvanometer, which is put inside this machine. There is this is calculating the current affair, which is in the form of graph. So heart is beating, and that is recorded as per the average cycle in the form of your ECG. So ECG nowadays for convenient, you put a lead, press a button, you will get the report, sometime reported here. So this is very important for that, how to take care of that. Different machines have different function, and then you are doing it. ECG can be basal ECG, normal, or exercise ECG, or 24-hour ECG. There are three forms of ECG. Generally we are utilizing in clinical practice. One is the basal ECG, second is the your exercise ECG. Exercise ECG is basically your TMT, treadmill test. This form, or even ergometry was done, earlier days DMT, double master test was done. So all are the exercise ECG. This ECG is basically when to indicate it, when you want to see the probable ischemia. After exercise there is ischemia or not. In that type of patients you are seeing the doing the ECG. So cardiopulmonary functions will be assessed in a normal patient for the treadmill test. So treadmill have a many protocol. When you are seeing the patient is doing exercise, at the same time you are seeing on the computerized ECG, and that has to be seen, and there are various parameters when you are going and seeing the changes. And then it is a 3 minutes exercise. What we are following in our hospital is that its protocol is the Bruce protocol, modified Bruce protocol. Every 3 minutes we are changing grading. So you are seeing the Bruce protocol. So according to their conditions we used to do. So this is the indication for the visit. Similarly, this is known as Holter. What is Holter? It is an ambulatory ECG. If someone is having some gap after 24 hours, continuous recording, or 48 hours continuous recording is known as the Holter. Holter, when you are doing, by putting a Holter, you are seeing the 24-hour their heartbeat. And in that time, how many pause, how many high rate, how many slow rate, what is the gap, what is the arrhythmia, what is the STT changes, that has been analyzed after keeping the record for that. So this is the important for the Holter. Why it is known as Holter? Because Holter was the discoverer name. Who discovered Holter? Machine. This machine is here putting one machine that has been discovered by Holter. That's why it is known as Holter. But basically, this one is the basal ECG, second is the treadmill exercise ECG, third is the ambulatory walking ECG. Even you are doing walk and seeing the ECG. So these are the three forms of ECG. Now ECG is such a common, it become routine test. In every year we used to do 10,000 ECG in our hospital. 10,000. So last 10 years 1 lakh ECG has been done. So you think how much now important is your, after ECG you look at the, this machine is the cardiac status. This is known as echocardiography. Now echocardiography is the another cardiac gazette which is very helpful for doing the different part of the heart underlying structure, like your what is the wall, how is the wall motion, what is the valves, what is the blood flow, is it a valve is okay or not, all, what is the pericardial status, all can be known through the your echocardiography. Now echocardiography have been very advanced now. There are 10 types of, more than 10 types of echocardio has been done. 2D echocardiography, color mode echocardiography, AM mode echocardiography. Recently, you know, that day we have in our hospital one ultrasound machine has come that is having 3D ultrasound, 4D. So 3D and 4D has also been come as a in ultrasound modality. So new you can see here the 3D means when you are seeing 2D means you are seeing height and length. 3D when you are seeing 3D height, length and the all the length, height and width. And 4D echocardiography means we are seeing the timed 3D is known as 4D. Means 3D on the plane you are seeing 4D echo. So one machine already in our hospital has come. That technology we have to learn and see, we can slice, we can exactly see how is the valve inside it, what is the stenosis inside it. We can see different right ventricle. What we cannot see through this, we can see through the 3D and 4D. So these are the advancement for the your various echocardiography modalities. What is this? This is the ambulatory BP. Suppose you have seen the BP at one time, but your BP is different. At 4 p.m. it was 150/90. At 8 p.m. sister have recorded saying it is a 200/100. Next morning again 90/70. Sometimes patient have a very fluctuating BP. So how can you detect it? Every 15 minutes can you detect it? It is not practically possible. So you have to ambulatory BP, like your ambulatory ECG, ambulatory BP. And ambulatory BP is an instrument through which you can record the hourly, set 1 hourly BP is how much for 24 hours. Which time it was down, which time it was up. So this is available with us. And we are doing for those patients who are having highly fluctuating, for that we have a different type of ambulatory BP. It is a computerized one. Next time you see, go through the analysis, and there is a white coat hypertension. Have you heard for that? White coat hypertension. When patient is having normal, but when they are coming to hospital, all of a sudden their systolic BP is 160, diastolic is 90. So by seeing the white coat, it is known as white coat hypertension. So through the anxiety and there are many factors, for that type of patient we have to go for the ambulatory blood pressure instrument. So that is an important gadget for that. Similarly, monitoring. Now the monitors, when you are seeing monitors, there are 7-8 parameters worldwide, whether it is in USA or Delhi or any corporate hospital. Generally 7 parameters monitoring is possible. What are the parameters? One is the your BP or other is the your pulse, third is the respiration rate, fourth is the temperature, and fifth saturation, and iod, invasive BP, and sometimes E2CO2. These are the 7 parameters monitoring being done. We are having 5 parameters in our ICU, but 2 parameters can be upgraded. So invasive BP or E2CO2. Otherwise, all the 5 parameters we are having. So these are the monitors whether you are seeing. Now this instrument is very common, is the your pulse oximeter. You see whether you are seeing what you are doing, you are seeing the peripheral capillary saturation. Peripheral capillary saturation. They have a probe, is this probe. So when you are applying here, you are getting the saturation, pulse rate, sometimes respiration rate. So depending on your machine, you have to do. This is having silver lining inside the chemicals that has been broken. Also, if patient is having nail polish, then it will give you false reading. To try to see when you are saying is having nail polish, so it is a chemical, it will go false reading. or very cold, constricted, may give false reading. There are many other conditions we have to see whether it is properly placed or not. That then you will get the correct data. Okay. So this is the saturation pulse oximeter. One important, now this machine is available. This is known as non-invasive ventilator, NIV, non-invasive ventilator. Ventilator means oxygen and CO2. We are taking oxygen, CO2 in this part of the respiration. With important of this, you look for the 3-4 part, non-invasive ventilator. What are the conditions whether you will apply it? Generally, 2 important conditions. One is the COPD or bronchial asthma patient, and second is the heart failure patient, left ventricular failure patient. These 2 group of patients, whether this machine is used. And this is basically, there are many parts of this machine. You see the knobs, this is known as mask. Mask part, there is a ventilator part, this is a ventilator unit, and there is a tube, this is an exhalational port, and there is the mask. Mask may be half mask, mask may be full mask. So this is the basically, when you are applying this, and you have to go for this machine inside that and set the parameter. What is the one, when you are taking the breath, it is known as inspiration. When you are relieving, it is known as expiration. So what is the inspiratory positive pressure and what is the expiratory pressure? You have to set it. So normally it is 12 to 16 or it is 4 to 10 expiratory. You have to set through that marker as per. We have a machine, they have a code word. Every machine has their own code word. You cannot handle it. Otherwise, you have to learn what is the password, like that, then you have to change it. You see, there are many machines when there is a, just like knobbing, you can say IPAP, EPAP. So this is known as BiPAP or CPAP. This is very commonly, last 2-3 years, this machine is available with us in our hospitals also. In future also, there will be more and more machine will be used in wards also, because this is a very common, just like force oxygen you are giving. With high pressure you are giving. You have to take proper application and proper monitoring. If required, then ABG, we have to do it. So this is the basically non-invasive ventilator and very helpful for the COPD, LV failure, early CCF, or patient having severe respiratory distress, that patient only. So it is nothing, it is a new technology, last 5-10 years it has been developed and it can be well taken by the all. But we have to know what is the criteria, what parameter we have to set and what to do. Similarly, this is an invasive ventilator. If that is not maintaining on that, then it is an invasive ventilator. The function of lung, what you are doing, is take over by this machine. And now you are fixing the respiratory rate, fixing the oxygen flow, and then as per your rate, and you have paralyzing the muscle, respiratory muscles, and this function is absolutely taken over by your ventilator. That's why it is not a ventilator. So it is a pressure control ventilator or volume control ventilator as per requirement of the case. Gradually you are changing when you are removing it, it is known as weaning. Weaning, 2 meaning. One is the when you are feeding your children first 6 months annaprasan is known as weaning, and second when you are weaning from the ventilator patient out, that is the way. So synchronized ventilation, SIMV mode. There are many modes for ventilator throughout the which patient has been come out, because it is invasive. So you are putting a tube inside the trachea and then you are connecting with the machine. So your lung is function is held by the machine, and gradually you are weaning out and independent slowly, and then his own chest started, lungs started functioning. So that is the role of when there is a lung function is absolutely not working, or there is a ABG parameter. We are depending on the ABG, arterial blood gas. ABG means arterial blood gas and